Yo, what up, y'all? This is the Grind2Hard podcast, season 3, episode number 68. I'm your host, Chef Clay. Catch me doing my thing on IG at Keeping It PC. That's keepingit.p.c. My job here in El Paso, Texas is personal chef work. I'm blessed to go inside people's homes and cook for individuals and families as a career. My passion is food and serving amazing plates. The Grind2Hard podcast aims to help you find your passion in life. And ultimately add a little more happiness to your journey. Our focus on this platform is entrepreneurship and motivation. I believe we are all climbing that mountain of success or looking for our own personal greatness. We are with you 100% here at the Grind2Hard podcast. I want to shout out this amazing studio, of course, as always. If you notice the high definition audio and visuals, it's due to the passionate work of Nevermore Records and Paul. He's the owner here and producer. If you'd like to start your own podcast, you can contact Paul at the beginning of the podcast. There's a number there. And also, we are definitely looking for sponsors to help carry on the mission of Grind2Hard. So reach out and inquire with us. So this is episode number 68. I'd like to welcome our guest, Mr. Justin Kaufman.
My boy. Good to meet you, bro.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thanks for coming down. I really appreciate you, man.
Yep.
If you want to follow Mr. Justin, it's J Kaufman Fitness on IG. He's an entrepreneur, motivated entrepreneur at that. He just his most recent acquisition is Get Fitness Gym. That's at GTFT_fitness on IG. Man, that's such a beautiful gym. I can't state enough about what I've looked into. I haven't been there myself, but saw the pictures you have online and your website and things like that. Two things I want to say, like it's formerly ratio 1.61, right? So
that's
people can see the transition and what you've done.
Yeah.
And elevated 100%, right?
Yeah.
And then there's one mission statement on your website I just want to go read. It says, Get Fit is more than a gym, more than a brand, and most certainly more than a lifestyle. It is a group of people with a relentless focus on making small, incremental improvements each and every day.
That's right.
And you know, that's similar to the, kind of like the mission statement here at Grind2Hard. So,
that's right.
You know what I mean? It's a great fit, and I really appreciate you coming on the podcast and talking to our audience.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Get Fit Fitness, first of all, because it seems to be your biggest thing in your life right now, or biggest asset, biggest acquisition, all that as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, definitely the biggest concept, man, I've built to date. Yeah, for sure. 20 plus thousand square foot facility that I converted from an old country club from scratch. So very expensive, very time consuming, a lot of thought, man, a lot of sleepless nights went into creating that concept, and just going through all that was very tough, and then hoping at the end of it that it can be successful, is another thing. So luckily at the end of it, it became very successful. We got thousands of members there, and it's doing very well, and that alone has opened up several other doors. So that's kind of what's opened up kind of what I got going on right now, things I've spoken about, and little videos I've done, and things I've posted on my personal Insta.
I do see all that.
So,
would you call it sponsorship, or are you just like as a gym making a big order and they're like helping you out with marketing, or how does that work?
What you said?
You just signed a deal, right? You as a gym, you bought a lot of equipment with this one company. What was it? What's the name of it?
Panada.
Okay.
Yeah, Panada.
And so how does that work? Because I see them in your videos, and it's a big marketing deal, right?
Yeah. So so basically, it's all been kind of like a work in progress. So. Okay. So I'll go back like 7 months, man. So I've been working on. So Get Fit wasn't an acquisition; it was a new build. Okay. Because I built it from scratch, so I didn't like acquisition it from somewhere. You know what I mean? But what I've been working on is actually an acquisition. So I'm working on this deal. I think I spoke about it in Christmas's podcast. Okay. I may have mentioned it because it was being worked on
the Black and White podcast. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that was something I was working on. I mean, it looked really good. Things were moving forward for months. Man, this is like almost a year in progress situation that took a lot of time.
And it's basically like, so it's an upgrade to your gym. Is that what it is?
So I'm acquisitioning other gyms to turn into Get Fit. Right, that's what I've been working on.
Franchise in a way, right?
No.
Acquisition is the word.
Acquisition, yeah. So buying someone else's gym, buying their members, buying their baseline, their equipment, buying what they got going on, and then converting it into Get Fits. Okay, so that's what I've been working on. It all just recently fell through. So the whole thing fell apart just recently. Damn. Yeah, but it was really interesting, man, because it was a lot of work, and I was really kind of counting on it, and I was kind of all in, and then at the end of it, I kind of had to remind myself, man, that shit just doesn't always work out, No. So I knew that there was a possibility this might not work out, and it just the last minute, just one thing tripped this whole thing up, just one thing, you know. And at the end, right after all this time and all this money and all this fucking
business
energy,
deals, yeah.
So something just fell apart at the end, and the whole thing just crashed apart. But you know, at the end of it, I was like, you know what, man, if it doesn't happen for a reason, it'll probably open other doors. And sure enough, several other doors opened up. Probably saved me millions of dollars doing this deal.
Wow.
And then the new way I'm kind of going about it will be just much better.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of you know, what's going to happen and kind of the plan I got. So
from what I research about you though, your Get Fit is your main like your main, like you're there all pretty much there at the gym, and you make that your baby, right? That's what you have. You have other businesses,
right?
But just Get Fit is on, just so you know, guys, it's on 222. It's 2222 Traywood,
right
here in El Paso, 79936. If you want to check it out, they have cardio. They have what training center? What's the training center that you guys have?
So it's sports specific training.
Okay.
So we have basically a platform or an area for anybody that trains any sports.
Okay.
You know, boxing, fucking you're a runner, you're a gymnast. I mean, you know, you're a baseball player, you're a football player, you're a hockey player. Yeah, I mean, we have all the equipment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, any sports specific training we do there. We have the coaches for it as well. So that's what most places don't have, because it's either all sports specific or it's all commercial, or you're CrossFit or you're you know, whatever, right?
Oh, so that's something that sets you guys apart?
Yeah, we're real hybrid.
Okay.
You know, I like to think of us as like a hybrid gym, and that just comes from my background and where I started and kind of what I've built up, which was Ratio, which was very sports specific, very CrossFit,
right?
Very, very that. And then, you know, over the last 10 years, I've slowly commercialized it into basically what Get Fit is now. So it's kind of like
seriously, it's worth every dollar, guys. If you want to check it out on the website, like I saw that, for instance, there's the bodybuilding program, right? And you have certification in that, right? Or
not me.
But I saw some of you have tons of trainers, right?
Yeah.
That have certification in the bodybuilding programs.
Right.
There's also Pilates with Victoria Padilla, and then you have La Femme Fitness. I wonder if you could talk about La Femme Fitness. What does that offer?
So that's a dance thing. So that would be Pam. So she teaches dance. Evelyn does Pilates. Victoria, I think the one you mentioned, does like a spin-off of Pilates. It's that new one you just mentioned. I forget the name of it, but what was it?
I don't know. Pilates. Oh, La Femme?
Yeah.
Oh, that one?
No, that's another one. But anyway, yeah.
It's a type of Pilates, right?
It's a type of Pilates.
Okay.
It's like a spin-off. So she has kind of her own class and her, like, you know, their own little thing going on.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So basically, it's in the basement, which is like the yoga studio, or the studio in general, and like, so, you know, the girls can, you know, anybody can come rent the space and teach whatever class they want to teach. You know what I'm saying? So
and then that comes with a membership. You can, or is that you add on like something that you need to pay for it?
So
separately?
the trainers all the trainers and all the instructors, they just pay me rent, and so they basically rent the space whenever they want, 24/7. They have access to it, and anyone that comes pays them directly.
Ah, okay.
Their contract. So I'm like their landlord almost. They're like my tenants,
like a barber shop.
Basically, yeah. Basically, I like that better. It's like they're their own boss. I like teaching them. You know, they can run their own shit. So if they ever leave, you know, you get away from my facility at any time, they have that mindset of like, oh, okay, I can go do my own shit. I can run my own thing.
And they all pass the test of the Get Fit, you know, program that you guys.
Exactly.
Excellent. I mean, so there's the facility itself is here in El Paso, and then you have another one in Scottsdale in Arizona.
So no, not yet. So you know, basically going back to what I was talking about. So I have my main facility, which is on Traywood, and then I'm working about 3 more facilities here in El Paso, at least 3. It might go up to 5. So I'm working on all those leases and agreements and situations and build outs and planning and everything that goes into that. That's all coming like real soon. That's what I've been working on. Kind of what I just touched on. Oof. And then Scottsdale's been something in the works for a couple years. And I finally just kind of nailed that down. So, I mean, it's not like executed. It's not 100%, but but it's definitely fucking 99 right now.
Wow, man. That's a lot of work, man. A lot of things going on, man. Jeez.
Homie, I had to do a lot to swing that.
Well, I mean, thank you for the time that you've had to sit down with me, man. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
And then, so I've done a couple things you have on your IG. You have 444 restaurant. I'd love to hear about that. What's the 444 restaurant experience? So
444. So that's something, again, I'm also working on. Well, so I have it all, developed in my mind. Basically, I know what I need to do to build it. I've just been trying to settle on a location. I've had a couple that I was gonna do one. I decided not to. I was gonna do another one. I decided not to do that one. So I'm waiting on a third. I'm just trying to be patient.
In El Paso?
It's in El Paso.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm just, something again I've been working on like over the years is like being patient.
Yeah.
And not just like, okay, fuck this spot, one spot, fuck it. Don't look around. Rush. Because I've rushed a lot and I failed.
Sure.
I usually fail when I rush.
Yeah. And that's good advice. Absolutely, man. Yeah. Do things with quality and time. Yeah. Absolutely.
Patience, man. Patience. It's really hard to be patient. I'm the most impatient person, but I'm really glad I didn't do the first one. The second one looked great on paper, and then I decided last minute to wait. And I'm glad I did. It's really expensive. It's kind of a just a fickle like situation. And then this third one that I'm being patient on would be great. But I'm just waiting for it to pan out. So it'll eventually happen.
Excellent.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I see you, man. You're spread out. And the last thing I wanted to see is Poochie Pod Dog Rescue. Because obviously, here at Grind2Hard and our producer, we're all about dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so we want to know about that, dude.
I love hearing about that, man. About
absolutely.
You guys.
Yeah, definitely, man. So Poochie Pod Dog is a rescue, something that you're going to start. You're organizing and start building, right?
So basically, before we put the name together and then just got our 501c3.
Awesome.
Something we've been doing. I've been doing like organically myself for like years. Saving dogs when I can, donating, adopting, getting people to adopt, giving them incentivizing people to adopt with free memberships. I do that all the time.
Right.
I think I'm giving a year free membership if you adopt.
Wow. From which
from my
rescue?
gym.
Oh, from
I don't care. I don't care where.
Wow.
I don't care where you rescue.
That's awesome, man.
Just rescue.
That's awesome.
If you want a free year membership, rescue a dog.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm doing that now. So basically, I'm just doing what I can, trying to do my part in any way.
That's awesome, bro.
Until we find a location, until I have the money and kind of like the resources to build out a fucking dog rescue. And obviously, I have my plan and I have my my business sense of how I want to put that together. And I feel like I have a really good fucking plan. I feel like it's very different. And so when the time comes, I'll be ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, man. So are you from El Paso, man? You born and raised here? Yeah. Exactly. Yep. What school did you go to?
Hanks.
Oh, that's awesome. My kids go to there right now.
Oh, do they?
My daughters, my oldest daughter almost went for state last year in wrestling, man.
Oh, shit.
Would you wrestle or
gymnastics?
Gymnastics, yeah. And I noticed you went D1. You were D1 in college? Wow, man. What kind of experience was that? Because I'm watching my daughter go through the sport. Because me personally, I was a hack. I was third string in football and stuff like that. But seeing her dedicate herself and condition herself, shout out my daughter because both of my daughters, because they're really dedicating themselves to school and wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling's no joke,
and seeing that is just it's putting me in awe. Like I took a flight to Houston to watch her go to state and actually do that. And so I'm just saying, like, your journey through high school and then getting to D1, how was that? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so it's interesting, bro. In high school, I had no motivation outside of high school to do anything. I didn't even really know about college, to be honest with you, until I remember my senior year. Everyone was like sending applications, and I'm like, applications to what? Like I was that sheltered, bro.
What'd you think was gonna happen after like?
Homie, I didn't have a plan.
No, but it was just like whatever, like
I like just whatever. I was completely winging it, dude.
Because they don't make you take the test where you're like, oh, you'll be a doctor, or you'll be a dentist, or something like that. You didn't take that test?
I don't, man. If I did, I don't remember. I think I cheated so much, I don't know what I was doing. You know what I mean?
Cheated to get the grade, man. We got to get the grade though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So but you were probably, being that you were D1, you probably were in gymnastics for a long time, like.
No. So I was I stepped in gymnastics my sophomore year.
Oh wow!
And basically the only reason I got recruited on in high school was because we were just in there fucking around all the time. So we'd just walk in and I'd show up like at 5-6 a.m. meeting a couple dudes, and we would just be on the equipment.
Oh shit!
And just literally that's all we would do.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, and that was just to get away from home and just fucking be somewhere.
Wow.
And that's what I was doing, because we were skating and then we were fucking around like on the rings and doing flips and just like our natural shit. Just fucking around.
Shit. Yeah, for sure, man.
And then I think the coach saw me, recruited me, and then I got kind of serious about it. And then that's that story.
So it was high school, and then you went to college with a scholarship with it, or a half scholarship or something like that?
No, dude. No, my GPA was terrible. So what I had to do was...
Or sports scholarship or something? Or?
No, not at all. No. So the way that worked was...
You were a walk-on.
I was a walk-on, but...
Oh, man, that's crazy, though.
So I went to Texas Tech.
Yeah, sure.
So I only went there because two of my best friends went there, and then my girlfriend went there.
Okay.
And then so like at the end again, like when everyone was like getting accepted, I was like, fuck dude, how do I do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to go to community college my first semester to build my GPA up. And then so I did a semester there, did well, and then I did a semester at UTEP, did well, and then I was able to apply to tech. Okay. And then I got accepted. So I went there basically a year later than all my homies were there.
Okay.
And then I walked on. I got, you know.
That's badass, man.
Yep.
And can I ask you, like, in that mode, like, were you like, fuck yeah, so it's like college time? Like, we all were there. Like, I was partying my ass off. That's why I came back to El Paso. Is that where you were at? Yeah? Is that same? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I graduated culinary school, and then all of a sudden, like, I was like, all right, let's get that restaurant job, and holy moly, what a world that is. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I was a chef. No, I was a shit cook, and I had to start from the bottom and stuff like that. So, man, you know, it's a different world. So you kind of same? Like,
I think it took me a little longer, bro, to be honest with you. But, you know, college was like wake up call in terms of like, you know, people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Cultures. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, you know, I was just honestly such a sheltered kid, man. Like, I don't think I matured until I was like 28 to be real.
I'm 38. So, you know? I wasn't until I was 38. Yeah. So I'm with you. I understand.
Yeah, I'm 38 now, you know? So even from 28 to 38, you know, big difference. But it's like, I think I just started to understand what life was about like at 28. Which is a long time, you know, like a very late age to mature.
Sure, yeah,
you know?
absolutely, but still young, honestly.
Yeah, still young.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's cool. Like, I'm glad I did.
Yeah, everybody's time is different.
Happened,
yeah, don't rush yourself. Honestly,
right.
Like, you know, I used to put a date. Like, when I'm 30, I'm gonna have a restaurant. That was my, you know, my goal. But things change. You know, so much changes. You know what I mean? Like, so much. Yeah, absolutely. So,
well, I think about it a lot, man. To be honest, I think about this instance all the time because, like, I talked to my wife about it, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, you know, I was always very creative, always, since like 12. I remember designing things and like being a really good drawer, and like I wanted to own
creative and stuff.
Yeah, be real creative, man. I wanted to open up a skateboard company when I was like 12, 13.
Dope, man.
Like to create skateboards because I like, you know, I was into that shit big time.
Hell yeah.
But I had no direction and I had no mentorship, and I had, you know, my dad was just shit, you know, so like I didn't have anything, bro, right? So like all of that, all what I didn't have led me just on a different path of like maturing super late. And like not really getting life. I had no direction of life because I had no one to look up to. You know what I'm saying? So I was just
nothing to like make you grab the reins and like get the hold of your life. Yeah,
homie, I was just winging it. College, college, I winged it. I mean, after college, I really winged it.
Luckily, you're blessed. You're smart. You can just get do stuff shit. You know, street smart.
Street smart.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Street smart. Yeah. Again, being creative and like being kind of like just a natural problem solver. You know what I'm saying? That just honestly that saved me. Like that saved my life, like straight up, you know.
Yeah.
So but yeah, you know, I think about it all the time, man. If I had anything or anybody or like, you know, basically technology now, if we had that back then,
sure.
You know what I'm saying? If we had like, because I look up to people now.
Yeah.
This is how I look up to people is with my phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that gotta be a cool dad. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. You know,
image of that person, or whatever.
Yeah, like if I had that then, I probably could have molded and structured myself a little bit.
Right, but you had no images of any kind of
no, bro. We were
what do they call it? Not that you had, not that it was toxic, but like a positive role model. You don't have no positive role models in your life. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I started getting the positive role models basically when our technology, when we got iPhones, you know, and then as well as looking on YouTube and like, you know, Instagram, I'm like, damn, that guy's interesting. Like that guy's cool,
dude. I kind of give a lot of credit to Gary V, dude. Yeah, honestly,
Gary V.
Like he gave me some great like hard nosed like tough love, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Gary V,
stop
PBD,
crying about it and just get on with your life. You know?
Yeah. No, I mean a lot of guys that I follow. Those were kind of my role models in some business stuff and personal stuff and.
Good, man.
How I've developed myself and all these things are literally from your phone.
It takes that, man. And just to let you know, like my background, it started with meditation to where I kind of centered myself and was able to like read, you know what I mean? And like soak in this knowledge and realize what I needed to be an entrepreneur. And like if I have this business degree, it doesn't mean shit. I had a culinary degree, it doesn't mean shit. I'm the greatest chef in the world, doesn't mean shit until you put your vision to work, you know what I mean? Like whatever your goals are and stuff like that.
100%, dude.
So,
not with that.
Two things I want to go back for. Number one, I wanted to say congratulations to your wife, right? She's the first ever Miss Sun City USA.
Yeah, bro.
Danny Kaufman, man. Congratulations. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
She looked beautiful up on stage, and
thanks,
like you guys together, like congratulations. Like a power couple, man.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
Absolutely. It was great pictures. Everything looked freaking phenomenal, man.
Yeah,
That's
thank
awesome,
you, bro.
Dude.
Thanks.
And then the other thing is I wanted to ask about family itself. So what kind of influence was that? You know, we talked about, you know, you went to Hanks, you know, and you went to high school, you were, you know, kind of got away, but gymnastics was your getaway and stuff like that. But
basically,
what was your family influence?
I mean, not much, bro. Like my mom, you know, my mom was my glue, but like she was so detached also because like my dad was such, again, like just, you know, not great to her or me. So like, she was just in another space, like trying to hold it together for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, much respect. Yeah.
So letting me just kind of do my thing, basically. Letting me just do my thing.
Sure.
Like she was just hoping I'd figure it out.
Yeah, praying to God every day. Like,
but keeping me safe and keeping me away. Like, leave the house, like get out, like go skate, like go fucking, go to school early, like stay late. So she encouraged me to do those things, and I did. All I did was work out. Like that's all I did, bro. We just trained like all the fucking time.
That's positive, man. That's positive.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. That's something I was just into. You know what I mean? I wasn't into drugs. I wasn't into alcohol at all yet. So that kept me out of trouble for the most part at that time. But I was still a troublemaker in terms of like just rebelling, dude, and doing just dumb shit. Like, we would break windows and stuff when I was younger, like, I think in middle school. But again, my
stupid shit. I
really contributed back to, and like I'm not like a blame type of person, but just I know why I was doing it. I was doing it because I didn't have a father figure, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I was doing that shit. If I did, it would have been much different, bro.
Sure, yeah, there's the consequences. Yeah, and plus you like look up to somebody who's more like maybe not successful, but like emulated a path, and then throwing rocks at cars is not the path. What I mean? You just realize that. But when you're on your own, you're like, fuck it, I could do this, I could do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Definitely understand that, man. I had a mix of both. You know what I mean? And so I was throwing the rocks, but my dad was always working hard, so I never really kind of saw him. So I wasn't like kind of knowing what was going on. It was weird, man. Kind of a mixture of both of what you're saying there.
Yeah.
So also like at that time, like you talked about career goals. Not to be seen, right? Like in high school time, no career goals,
none.
And then college you got into, but when did like a career goal even like dawn its eye in your life?
I remember exactly when, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I remember exactly when. I remember when my high school sweetheart, which I went to tech for, she broke up with me, and she was like in a sorority. She was real popular. She was real pretty, and then I realized I wasn't gonna get that back. And I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, there's no way I'll ever get a chick like this again unless I become something. Because I remember the guys that were kind of like around, like were also real douchey. They were like the fucking the fraternity dudes. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say preps. Yeah, the prep.
But like businessy and they had that like they had that look. They probably didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, but they emulated it, which resonated with hot chicks.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I remember thinking then, I was like, all right, man. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know I need to be successful at something. So I wasn't sure yet, but that's when it clicked. I was like, wait, all right, man. I need to, I'm not gonna be a professional. I wanted to be a lawyer, but I knew I wasn't, and I graduated with my criminal justice degree, and I got accepted to law school, but I declined.
That's badass, man.
Yeah, dude, I cheated like a motherfucker.
just still, you have a knowledge. I know you have some kind of knowledge.
I'm not like retarded, but I was really good at cheating. That's for damn sure, dude.
And in fact, I always tell people too, like, and they're like, oh, I want to go to college. Like, it's hard to influence them. I always tell them as an employer, when I look at college, I'm like, okay, you made it through college. That's a check mark, because like however you made it through fucking college. That's a check mark, because not a lot of people can.
I'm surprised. I can't believe I graduated, man, honestly. But and I can't believe I got accepted to law school, bro. Like,
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But that's just when I knew for sure. And then I had made that decision at that time. That's what it was.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just told somebody recently, like she was talking about like, I don't know, like these things that I do don't pan out. I'm like, I think you need to start like reaching for the stars and just like grabbing stuff, even if they say no, and like even if they say hell no, like just grab for it, like go for it, And it's great advice, man. And
it is.
And this is like your actual life you're talking about. So, I wanted to ask you real quick, who or what inspires you as a man, Mr. Kaufman?
Who or what inspires me just in general?
Yeah, it could be a person, or it could be like, something a situation, or you know what I mean? Like what inspires you?
Yeah. You know what, man? I mean, I think, the way I wake up and the way I'm inspired every day is basically just, my family.
Oh, nice.
So like my mom and my wife are obviously big inspirations to me. But like at the same time, it's like, it's kind of like a reciprocal thing, bro. So like, I'm doing this for them. They help me also, but like, we're doing it for the bigger goal, which is like this dog rescue thing that I mentioned.
Okay.
So all these businesses that we're creating and this lifestyle that we're, literally like creating like daily, and this money that we're making and kind of like the vision is all for that greater thing, So I guess that's the ultimate vision, I guess.
To keep it going, like to get to every day. Like, this big vision takes a lot of work, and like if I sleep in 1 hour, that's 1 hour lost to that actual vision.
Bro. No,
hey, that's big thoughts, man, for big dreams, man. Seriously, that's dope. Do you believe in fate, or do you believe that you control your own destiny?
Yeah, so I believe you control your own destiny.
I like that, man.
Yeah. No, I think So, you know, I had mentioned earlier too, like I kind of wanted to touch on this a little bit. So, you know, I believe, so like, you know, I've talked about it in a few podcasts, and like I talk about it to people kind of all the time as far as like manifestation and shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so this is recent to me. This is like within the last like maybe year or two, like you can manifest shit. Mm-hmm. And I really only noticed how powerful that is when I basically built the gym, Get Fit. 'Cause it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like I had all the money, and it wasn't like things were definitely going in my favor, because they weren't. But I just remember fucking like really wanting it really bad, you know.
And your vision was clear. Like there's not like a shot in the dark. Like,
vision was clear. Yeah. You know, I was all in. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, and then on top of that, I remember thinking to myself when things were really, really tough, like when it wasn't open yet, and I wasn't sure if it was going to open. Mm-hmm. I remember having like a moment where I was like, you know, I was like, man, if I am working so fucking hard and I don't fucking stop, and like, you know, nothing's in the way, and there's no distractions and there's no excuses, you know, I was like, you know, I'd be okay with failing, you know, but I don't think there's a path to failure when you're all in like that, you know. I think it's gonna fucking always work. And I remember telling myself that, and then I remember just kind of after that, like everything just started shifting in just an upward direction.
Yeah. Positivity. For sure. Yeah, definitely.
And then it started working out, and then, you know, and then I built it, and then the city passed me somehow, and like just kind of everything just somehow just kind of worked out,
fell
like
into place,
just by like skin in my teeth type shit, you know. And it wasn't great, and it wasn't pretty, and it was still very kind of sketchy how it all worked out, but it worked out, you know. And so that's like when I think when manifestation in my eyes was like, fuck dude, like you can fucking manifest whatever the fuck you want, you know.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's a lot of power in that. Seriously, like, and I told you before the podcast, and I always tell my viewers, like, I really like envision myself in like a fancy kitchen, and like somebody saying like, "What's for dinner, chef?" And I was just like, "I'm gonna get there." Like, I don't know how, I don't know where. Like they say, reverse engineer it, and I'm just like, bro, I don't know how. But I was doing all this work, bro. I was doing all this fucking work. You know what I mean? I was like, and then you know, it just happened, man. It just happened.
No, that's right, bro. That's right.
Definitely, man. So I believe in that too. Yeah. I always ask that question because, you know what I mean, some people are more religious than others. Some people are just like, you know, I went to school, I got my degree, I'm working in this career, and you know, it's just my path, you know what I mean, and it's my fate, I guess, in a way. But you know, I as an entrepreneur, someone who's taking risks as well as you, like I just kind of believe like, nah, I can manifest and I can really kind of, you know, control my own destiny, you know what I mean, and give thanks to God, me personally, when I get my accomplishments and blessings and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Fuck yeah.
So another question I have is, how do you translate your struggles as a businessman to everyday life?
My struggles to my everyday life?
Yeah.
Personal struggles?
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I know, like, day to day for me, like, it's just like, okay, Mondays, man, I'm not going to stop, and who knows if I'll eat, you know what I mean? And so, but, like, when I get home, I'm like, damn, I can't be like that. I got to make sure I have my time and give them that, you know what I mean? So I kind of, like, try to translate those things.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, if I'm speaking from experience, like now, I mean, I feel like, man, I don't really have struggles, bro.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, they are, I guess, in other people's eyes, like they could be viewed as that. Dude, my outline on life, and like I think my perception, my tunnel vision perception, and also my outside perspective of myself now, and kind of how I view everything, bro, is like, you know, there's no negatives, dude. There's no nothing's hard. Like nothing is you know, I don't look at anything in a negative light. It's all positive, even if it's hard, even if something sucks that day, you know, even if I'm getting sued by somebody, even if, you know what I'm saying? Like,
can I ask what's the influence on that? Or is it something you read, or is it just somewhere you got meditating, or?
It's just how my mind has like shifted, bro.
That's
so it's
great,
just
man.
Kind of from that, you know, just, it started with the manifesting thing, right?
And believing that it happened.
Positivity, right? Mm-hmm. And then it kind of went into like frequencies and vibrations and energies, right? And then I really started to fucking go all in on those things, you know what I'm saying? Like how much energy you want to give to these things, because anything you interpret negative, any fucking thought, and even if it's a thought, inside thought, it still can, you know, manifest itself later into something negative.
And I'm with you 100%, man, because like my first reaction is to say is to ask is, okay, then don't answer before I ask, but like my first question is, and probably people out there too, is like, does the money help, right? And when I'm actually thinking the question through, it's like, money is part of the vibration that you already have, right? You've already, it's part of the vibration you put yourself into. It's not like, oh, I've got the money, now I can have this life. It's part of your whole vibration. And I wish people can understand that, and that's part of the manifestation, and also just working on yourself every day and making yourself better, and then, you know, getting to that, you know what I mean? Like not worrying about, oh, I have to be there. And I, you know, it's like just working on yourself and those things vibrate towards you, man. That's fucking
money's
incredible.
Just it's a tool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a tool to the mission, or you know whatever you got going on. I mean, it's definitely. You know, people say it all the time, man. I mean, anybody that you follow or anybody that I follow, these guys that are up there. I mean, you know, money is always a tool. It's never you should never
end all. Yeah, you could have all the money in the world. It's never gonna be like, oh wow, I'm happy now. No, that's not it. Yeah, that's not it. You know?
You should never be in it for making money. You should be. It's just it always will come to you. It'll reciprocate to you to your, you know, your goals or your whatever your business is or your mission. You know,
that's absolutely true. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. Because I always try to like when I meditate, I'm there, and then when I'm in the real world, I'm like, fuck, I need money. I wish I had money. You know what I mean? I need this. You know, but yeah, man, it's great. It's all about the vibration. You know what I mean? Keep it centered. You know what I mean? And things will come to you. Stick to your vision and your passion, and figuring out what that passion is. So the word entrepreneurship itself, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I think it means freedom, bro. You know, I think I think entrepreneurship is the path to freedom. You know, I think a lot of people, man, I wish more people would understand what it does for you, man. You know, how it allows you to be yourself. Sure. You know what I'm saying? I've always loved working for myself, to be myself.
Right. Your businesses are your brushstroke of your,
It's you know, it's part of your creative, you know, like, it's whatever you got coming on, going on here.
Like, Get Fit wasn't like something that just like popped out of nowhere. Like it came from your head into, you know, reality and stuff.
That came from a deep place, man. That came from a deep place. And yeah, man, I've never been more creative, and I never again stood in one spot so many hours to kind of envision what this place was looking like. And yeah, man, I mean that one for real. That one was straight up like that was a full-time investment, like here, you know.
But like extracting that from your brain though to reality is that's the journey, man.
That one was crazy, man. Big time. I'll always say it for sure.
So entrepreneurship basically means freedom, honestly. If you want to get out there and like study it and get the actual definition, but it actually just means freedom, because we're out there taking risks, putting our own money on the line, and you know, keeping a high quality standard for ourselves, our name, our brand, and stuff like that. So many things that go into it, but it actually is just freedom, man. It really is. How do you maintain, man? What keeps you motivated as an entrepreneur? I know you talked about like your vision and things like that, but like as a business, you know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, well, you know, what keeps you going?
Dude, I'm real hungry, man.
Yeah,
I'm real hungry.
I mean, that, man. I see it.
Yeah. No, I am. I mean, you know, there's gyms out there that I'm kind of striving to be, or to kind of hit their level, and there's only like a handful in the country. Sure. So like, you know, the way I see myself now is I'm not far, to be honest. It seems like a big jump, but you know, the way I've been planning and kind of executing and kind of the things I have in line are literally going to put me underneath them. Like I'm going to be on their fucking heels, and no one even knows it yet. Wow. You know,
that's dope, man.
No one has a clue until it happens. And everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
That's dope.
Like
man.
Everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" and "How the fuck?" You know.
And then if you guys go to his IG page, one of the first ones you have pinned, it shows you're not afraid to show your failures and successes. Right. And there's about 10, I guess, business things that you opened and they either failed or succeeded. Right. And the reason I bring it up is because that's why you're so confident as an entrepreneur right now, is because like I've seen success and I've seen failure. Yeah. Where I'm going, I might succeed or fail, but I'm ready to take it on. Like I'm ready to take it on, and that's fucking amiable, man. So as an entrepreneur, I like that. It gives me fire too, as myself, because you know I have great clients, you know, but I still have a little bit of time, and I could actually use to do something bigger. You know what I mean? So all of us have that little bit of time that we could do something bigger. You know what I mean? Give yourself some fire. You know, look at Mr. Kaufman and see what he's doing. It doesn't take like, oh well, half the day I'll play video games, or half the day I'm just gonna sleep all day, and you know what I mean? I'm sure you have that time now because you've put in a lot of work, but I'm saying like put in the work now. Maybe you do. I'm guessing. I don't want to judge. No. I'm saying like put in the work, because I remember like a long time ago I was working at Costco, and I just had this like even part-time job, and I was just kind of working. Oh, can I go home early and go home and chill? You know what I mean? And I could have used that time instead of starting at 38, and you know what I mean, and started the business, put in the work, got the failures, you know, seen the success, and kind of thrived and stuff like that. So
for those people, you know, work your 8 to 5, and then you know you're 5 to 9 or whatever. You know, work on your side hustle. You know,
save your money. Right, exactly. Exactly, man. And did you have a side hustle, or when you got like the gyms, being that you worked out, is that what did you know, like, oh, I want to open up a gym, or training's my thing? Because like so I mean that goes back to basically after college, where I was like, what the fuck do I do? Okay. And then I just got this opportunity to buy into this guy's gym at the time for like almost nothing, like 50 grand.
And I was like, fuck, I was like, I guess I can do that. You know what I mean? Cause like I love gyms and I know fitness and I'm a trainer and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just kind of made sense. Did I know what I was going to do or how it was going to work? Like, like, no, dude, I had no plan. I think I'd made a decision in like a week and this is from like not owning shit ever to not, to not knowing shit at all, to jumping right in 50 grand into this business and just winging it.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, the business side of it. Yeah. Cause I'm sure you know the outside and logistics, but like,
yeah, no, but I mean, I made it work. I made that one work.
Great, man. That's great.
And I really took this, I think
Your
I read.
experience, I bet. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any experience then. But
that was it. What your experience?
Right.
Was, yeah.
Right. But I think I read a couple books. I think I read, I remember reading Donald Trump's fucking Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other books that I read, business books that I read, and I thought that was going to help me, and it did. I think kind of bring this like matured business approach into that first business. And then I mean there was no structure at all, so I put structure in place and like I put systems in place. And then I did marketing and shit, and then that thing exploded, dude. We did really good. And then that's what started my whole career, was that decision.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass though. Yeah, we all have that one, like, I guess with an opportunity, or would you call it that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was an opportunity, bro. Yeah, just kind of out of nowhere,
Keep your eyes open, man.
Kind of to what you said though earlier was like, is there can you kind of create your own life, or,
right,
or is some shit destiny?
Right.
I think it was almost destiny, man. You know what I'm saying? That one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was definitely an opportunity, but it came out of fucking blue sky, bro.
Could you have missed that one?
Well, I could have said no.
Yeah.
I could have
been a little bit scared, like, hey, 50 grand's a lot of money, or...
Yeah, I mean, I could have been... Yeah, I definitely could have, blown that opportunity. I mean, if I did that, I would definitely not be here today. For sure.
You're like, shit right now, huh? Look at you, like, fuck, that wouldn't be me.
100%, dude. If I didn't do that, I would not be, the same guy where I'm at today. No way. Yeah. Because that started my whole path.
We all have those moments, man, and it could be... negative, positive, whatever it is, but it's some moment that wakes you up and gets you like, oh shit, okay, this is life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I have kind of more of a vision than just tomorrow. Just waking up tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yeah. If I'm gonna be hungover or not, you know what I mean? Right. What's the business mistake you made that ended up being a blessing in disguise?
So it was definitely giving my manager like the keys to the house.
To the place. Okay.
Yeah, it's all my businesses, like my bank accounts, safes, ATMs.
We all learn though. Hey.
Yeah. That one shot me in the foot. But I remember, I mean, there's two things I took away from it. So I remember thinking, we were making like 500 grand a month at the time, doing really well. And I was like, dude, I kind of want to step out. I kind of like don't want to be a part of this anymore. I don't want to do all this work.
Sure, yeah.
I was kind of thinking,
get some headspace, a little bit maybe.
Yeah, but like more like, I'm not sure where I was at. I was really trying to take myself out of this thing that I built and apply it somewhere else, I guess. Or I'm not sure where my head was at, but I'd given her so much power. And so then I had kind of taken myself out of the day-to-day, which I didn't realize she started stealing money from me and shit, and like giving money to the employees, kind of her homies and shit. And I just didn't see, I mean, I saw money disappearing out of the account. Yeah. And I just couldn't even tell from what, because we were making so much money.
Sure.
So I really like detached myself, and it was a big mistake, man. And then when she ended up robbing me at the end of it, I learned my lesson, man. That's what closed, that wasn't what made me close, but it was a huge part of what made me close all my businesses. Right. Was that decision that I had made. She did all that fucked up shit to me, and she's a bitch for that. For sure. Like my bad, no doubt.
But like you said, there's no like negative. Like you that was that blessing though that changed you, right?
It was a blessing. In the long run now. I mean, where I'm at now is like, man, I'm worlds above where my mindset was then. Sure. My concepts now are so much bigger. I'm doing 20, 30, 40,000 square foot buildings now.
Sure. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, insane, just my whole mindset but that made me. I mean, it could have either crushed me, which it did. It crushed me. I mean, I think I've never been depressed in my life. I was depressed for like a week or two after that. And then I had to really just kind of like reevaluate, sell everything off myself, kind of think what I wanted to do. Even after that, I failed because that was all that Scottsdale shit, that Arizona stuff. We went there, kind of had this plan. Nothing was working out. I mean, nothing. Everything I was doing was just not working, man.
Damn.
Until get
like
fit.
A streak of bad luck, I guess.
Wasn't bad luck, bro. I'm not even gonna call it bad luck, man. Bad decisions. I mean, everything's your decision.
That's fucking dope, man. I like that, man.
Yeah, I failed all those businesses because of the decision I made to give her the keys to the house.
Right.
Even though she made those decisions to fuck me over. Yeah. It was my decision to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was me that wasn't seeing, the writing on the walls, even though I definitely saw it. I was like, nah, she would never. I remember talking to my mom several times, like, I don't think so. Like, there's no way she would do that, because she had it so good.
Sure.
And the outcome was so amazing for her. If she would have stayed on board, bro, she would have been on board today.
Yeah.
But like I said, so that happened, and then the decisions I was making after that, buying liquor licenses in Scottsdale for $300,000, buying a bar for $300,000, doing the build out for that. I bought a condo over there. I bought my building, so I was spending money like fucking crazy. And two things, a couple of those worked out, like on the plus side now. But as far as like the business things, they were just not panning out at all, bro. So there was like a 1.5, 2 year gap almost where I wasn't making money. To what I was saying,
it was just coming out of your pocket, just
yeah. So in that interim also is when I decided to build a gym. So I was also spending money on the gym, right? And so money was just going out faster than I could fucking. Well, I wasn't making it, but faster than I can keep it. Like, it's just going out so fast.
Yeah.
And
then plus you were getting juice for some money, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
So that like you said, that was something that happened bad in your business career, but actually, like, was that blessing in disguise? What are some things that you changed after that?
Everything.
Just that you're there day to day no matter what.
No,
I mean, you're into the day to day no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never give anyone. So you always apply checks and balances is like the story to that.
Sure.
Everyone, even your family, you have checks and balances.
Oh yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Always,
business is business.
You keep everyone accountable. It's just accountability, bro. You just keep everyone accountable, and I didn't keep her accountable, which gave her power, and that power she fucking took and ran with it, and then she saw an opportunity. Which was a really bad look for her, a really bad decision for her, But me doing that gave her that option, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So now, with my managers and, my family and it's just my mom and stuff, like, whatever, there's checks and balances, I guess. But like, you just have these things in place to just ensure everyone's kind of doing their job. Just make sure the bank account's healthy. Where's money going? Why is it going out into different places?
Sure.
So that taught me that big lesson, which is a huge lesson to anybody in business, man. Checks and balances, obviously, man.
Yeah.
Never give anyone too much power. You're the fucking owner. You know what I mean? And it all falls on your shoulders at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
I think, and I'm at that point where I've built my business to where they call it a solopreneur. I can't go I can't spread myself any further. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm making a good amount of money, and I can get more clients. So now I have to give them either a partnership or start hiring people and stuff like that. So I'm at that point right now. So it's great advice for me.
Right.
And keep those checks and balances, not just be like, oh, please take the reins of this and just kind of turn my back on it, right? No, I can't.
Yeah, you can't ever, bro.
Yeah.
If you want to be an entrepreneur, you're in it forever. You can never do that.
Yeah, unless you want to like go broke in a couple of years. You know what I mean? Like really, you can keep the longevity of yourself and your business. You know what I mean? And look out for yourself. Put in some work at least every day. I mean, obviously you probably have a computer. You could check your numbers every day and stuff like that. Somebody just showed me the POS systems, how they can just go online on your phone and check numbers, real time numbers and stuff like that. Just do it. You know what I mean? Like take account for all that stuff. Being an entrepreneur also, like for instance, two things: marketing and networking. How important are those things?
Yeah, I mean, those things are everything, bro.
Yeah, marketing. Like, how important, and what are some things that you do for?
I mean, I've been doing marketing since the beginning, so we do everything, bro. I mean, obviously, social media is fucking huge.
Yeah, man, you got a huge following on the gym and yourself, man.
Got a pretty good following, organic.
Mm-hmm.
That's been good. I mean, we do. I've been an innovator or innovative, I think, in the city as far as videos and stuff. So we've always been kind of on top of like trends, and I've always kind of pushed it. Everyone's kind of always followed suit to me.
Nice.
Like with my club, with the gyms, I'm kind of the only one that does that kind of stuff. Everyone kind of does it now a little bit.
Yeah.
But as a matter of fact, as of now, I'm really pushing the envelope. I'm really going extra. I'm kind of going all in on, hired like 3 videographers.
Yeah.
Kind of got a team.
If you guys check out the IG page, like seriously, like it's quality, like the color, the definition and stuff like that. But like even the people, and like you're reposting people's like stories, you know what I mean? Like these are not just like you're trying to put this image out for people. Like these are people, like real stories from people and stuff like that, day to day at the gym, loving that gym and stuff like that. So does the networking involve you being at the gym and talking to your clients, or is it something that you do outside the business as well?
No, I mean, I've done it basically up until like a year ago, where I've been just being out. just talking to people, reaching out to people. I reach out to people all the time, bro, on Insta, different businesses, like-minded businesses, or other gyms or other bars or other restaurant owners. Scottsdale, I networked a fuckload, man. I met basically everybody. I pretty much know everyone over there. So I got people in different places all over the country, and some, even around the world where like we do the same shit. So we talk about it, or, we might collab someday, or like, just, I have this whole thing going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And first of all, like I said, like when I reached out to you to be on the podcast, it was like not even batting an eye. You said, yeah, let's do it, man. And I was like, fuck, that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I know first of all, you're got to be busy as hell. So I appreciate your time. But what's some advice you can give, to be a good networker and to, like engage in the right people, with the right people?
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. I mean, there's people that come up to me a lot of times and like, I think they just ask the wrong questions, bro. So like,
sure, definitely, yeah.
It can definitely turn people off.
Sure.
So people that, basically, I think what I did, my approach was to really, people that I went up to that I knew had things, or like, like my mentors now, for instance, I got like 5 or 6 guys that are worth like 100 million each, at least, tons of real estate or tons of businesses or whatever the fuck. And I made sure when I met those guys, I kind of knew a little bit about them.
Right.
I didn't want to waste their time.
Right.
I wanted to be like short and concise,
yes, sir.
And like not like be annoying, not just be like just probing and just wasting time. Cause I knew time is valuable, obviously.
Absolutely.
So like when people come up to me sometimes, they just talk just fucking nonsense, dude. I'm just like, bro, like it's not the way, you know what I mean? And I try to be polite and stuff, but like it's an immediate turn off to me. I don't want to give you my time.
Like the deer in headlights, like not knowing what to like actually get.
Yeah, like not having any direction, bro, and even they're just and what their question is, if they have one, I mean, dude, people come up to me all the time, especially on Instagram. But they just ask me like just kind of really dumb shit, and like, again, I don't want to be rude and stuff, but this is a really good message to get across, man.
Sure.
Like, people like me, who are busy and like, who basically. Just so you know, if you don't know,
it's like attention span. You know what I mean? Like, what can you tell me in 6 seconds that I can latch onto or not?
Yeah, I mean, right now, right now I'm working 18 hours a day.
Sure.
If I'm not working physically doing something, I'm working here. I'm always planning. I'm always trying to figure things out.
Oh man,
I'm always working. There's always problems I got to solve. So when people come up to me, bro, like you just need to understand. When people come up to guys, people like me, people like us that are just working all the time. Just be respectful of their time and like just come with like a clear direction.
Yeah.
If you have a question, of course I would love to answer your question.
Yeah.
Or if you need advice, of course I don't mind giving you advice. But but just fucking deliver it.
If I can kind of relate, like it's like in your head you're actually like doing like juggling, like you know what I mean. It takes some concentration to juggle. So if you're gonna say something, like say it, but don't like make me lose my concentration. You know what I mean? Like
like just don't waste time. Just don't waste time.
It makes sense. Yeah. And for me, like for instance, I've gone to entrepreneur conventions and stuff like that, and sat down with some people, and I want to like stand up and say, hey, how you doing? I'm Chef Clay. I personal chef, and I just don't. I actually stay stuck in the seat, and I'm just like. You know what I mean? And I just I don't know. So from myself, it's one of those things that I need to like get up because I have something to say. You know, just know that I have something that's valued to say. Yeah. And get up. Once I get up, I know I'm gonna go do it. But so it's a matter of just getting up for me. Yeah. So the advice that you're giving is more of be prepared for that moment too. Yeah. And what you're gonna say and how you're gonna deliver.
Yeah. And also, I mean, another good point, man, is like if you have value, if you think you have value, like so when I go up to people, like actually there's a chef in Scottsdale, this guy's got like 10 or 12 fucking restaurants, dude. I saw him at the Lakers game.
Keller?
At a Suns game. No, Chef, what's his name? Chef Magagori or something. I can't remember his name, man, but he's got some really cool concepts in Scottsdale. But like, I saw him at a Suns game, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I want to see what's up to this dude," Yeah. And so, he's at a Suns game, right? You know what I mean? So like, obviously, he doesn't want to be bothered and shit, Yeah. But I introduced myself. I kept my point real fucking clear. I made it known that I was somebody. I made it known that I have shit. You know what I mean? And then I got his information. We exchanged numbers. We're probably gonna do all his insurance for all his restaurants, either now or at some point. I think his insurance is about to expire.
Fuck, yeah, cool.
So I hit him up.
Yeah.
But like he gave me the time, but like I kept it real short, and like of course I keep it real professional. I go, like you can see it, I think, in someone's eyes when like they mean business or like they're just there to just fucking waste your time 100%. And just bullshit around, you know?
100%.
It's like when I see people like him, you know, that I know are levels up above me, busy as shit, out of game, doesn't want to be bothered, you know, I got to keep it like real fucking to the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, I think that's how you want to approach people.
Absolutely.
Especially if you want something.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And no, it's networking. And necessarily you want something like, oh, I want this specific thing. It's networking. It's like, I want to form a relationship with this person so they know me and I know them. Right. And then later it's like, oh, yo, Chef Clay, like maybe he can do that. Or you know what? Like, oh, man, you know what? I got to call Mr. Justin. Like he would be the right person for this or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But another thing I wanted to add as far as like networking too, when you I lost the track of thought, but so we're gonna move on to the next question. Is define the line of confidence and cockiness. So like as a business person, like it goes into your time is valuable as well, but you know, like define that line of confidence and cockiness.
Yeah, I mean that's a good question too, bro. I think again, I'll try to look at like an outside perspective of how I guess people, you know, view me or whatever, because I don't ever want to try to come off that way. Right. But I think I do. You know, I think people look at me, and I think what I hear all the time is like people are intimidated or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Or they're like, you know, or they think I might be an asshole. Or you know, I mean, you know, I think the way I look and all the shit I'm doing.
Pretty intense. Yeah. Pretty intense. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
Sure.
You know, I'm super fucking normal.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
You know?
That's what I'm getting too, guys.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm super
very approachable, very cool guy.
Yeah,
man, for sure, dude.
Real regular, bro. You know, I'm just like anybody else, man. You know, the fact that I'm here, I think is kind of like a small miracle, and like, you know, but like, you know, against all the things we said, it's not some fucking, you know, it's not like some. It's not some stroke of like complete luck, you know. It's just like doing the work.
Yeah, put in the work. Being the blessings
hustler,
will come.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah, just being dedicated.
Blessings, for sure, man.
Being dedicated to your trade, like and then when I say dedicated, I mean like all in, 18 hours a day. You know, if it takes a year straight or 2 or 3 or whatever, like straight, and I mean straight, right? Yeah. So like, you know, I wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit, man, because I think it's so fucking cool, bro. But you know, kind of like how I talked about manifesting and energies and frequencies and wavelengths and shit, like, you know, those are like the steps of how I've grown. And now it's kind of molded itself into, you know, I made this decision at the beginning of the year where I have so much heavy shit going on. And I have so many people counting on me, and these are basically $1 million deals that I'm working on. I'll be spending upwards of 10 million pretty much at the end of the day.
That's a big check, dude.
Yeah, it's a big, it's a big commitment.
Sure.
So like, you know, January 1st, I was like, dude, no more, you know, sometimes I went out like once a week. I mean, no more of that. You know, no more fucking around. Like I'm all in as of fucking January, February, March, 78 days now. I've been all in 18 hours a day, Monday through fucking Sunday. I have not stopped. So to that, I mean, to me, that means going back to my point of the gym where I was like, you know, if I don't quit, if I work hard as fuck every day, and I did, you know, but I still took like days off sometimes where I would like drink or like, you know, right. Or just like, you know, wind down.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd give me that like excuse, you know, I guess self-care, you know, but like it would be an excuse for me. Like I didn't need to do that shit, you know, and I could have worked those days.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
So now, you know, now that I've applied this like new approach, and dude, it's not easy. It's extremely difficult to like not do shit except work. It's very, it's very lonely.
You gotta be disciplined too, man.
Disciplined like a motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
But it's extremely lonely, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not doing nothing. You're not seeing nobody. You're just with your wife and your dogs, and like, and then back to work. It's so repetitive. It's almost like fuck, man. Like something, you know, I was thinking about it. I think when I flew back on Friday, I flew back Friday from that Vegas trip, which was work. And then, you know, I went to go see my wife win the thing, which was Saturday, which is an all day thing.
Nice.
So she won Miss Sun City.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, basically I was back to game planning my week, right? My whole week of work. And so I'm just sitting there game planning, like doing, you know, going through all the businesses and all the new concepts and all the new things we have to do, and everyone that's got to get to work and what they got to do, right? Because I'm a master fucking delegator.
Right.
So, and then I was just thinking like, fuck, man, like, you know, when is this going to stop, you know? And there's going to be a time where I think, you know, I'll eventually be able to delegate so well because I'll have the money and means to do so that I can not work that fucking hard, you know.
Sure.
But I'm willing to fucking keep going.
Yeah, you're putting you're putting yourself as the coal in the engine. Like you're like, let's go, let's make this happen. And you know that,
bro. I'm making it happen.
Getting it.
I'm absolutely making it happen.
Sound the light over here, dude. That's fucking badass, sure, man. Bro. Seriously, that's what it takes, man. Because like I think when you get a taste of entrepreneurship, you start like, oh wow, man, like my income's great. Like I can do this now and I can do that now, and you're just like, wait, I'm kind of losing my vision of where I was going. You know, I'm starting to spend and lose. You know what I mean? It's like your time and your money should go all the way into your passion, into your trade, like you're saying.
Double down, triple down, quadruple down.
The leaps and bounds you can do with your business and where you'll be, rather than just a small idea. Wow, I touched entrepreneurship, or I touched this freedom. You know what I mean? Like keep going, don't stop.
Right.
Stay motivated, keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, the question being that it was a line between confidence and cockiness, and you said that you kind of think that you portray that cockiness. I see Deion Sanders. He said that too, man. I walk around and I'm so happy. I work hard, and I know that I'm a good person, and I know that I do things at the highest level. You may look at me and say, wow, man, this guy's cocky, but I know I'm just super confident, and I'm trying to be the most confident person. And that's just the way it is sometimes, you know what I mean? You can't really look back, oh, I need to change this, change that. It's just, you know, people will look at you and they will judge you for those things. But
people are going to judge you anyway, bro.
It's going to happen, right? You just got to keep doing your thing. And if it takes 18 hours and you know, look like an angry person, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? They have no idea the steam that you're putting into the engine of the vision that you have. You know what I mean? It's big time. Entrepreneurship, it takes a lot of dedication, man. Yep. So being that you do all this work, man, seriously, like we already talked about it a little bit, but just put it in a box of how you pay it forward.
Oh yeah, I mean quite a bit. So
yeah, I noticed a lot, man. Seriously, we already talked about the rescue for sure, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I mean to people too. I mean, you know, I post sometimes here and there. You know, like if you, I'm very available. As a matter of fact, I'm too available because you know I read. You know, again, I know other guys that are up there that like you know, basically the more valuable you are, the more unavailable you become. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely think of myself as like a high value guy. I have a lot of value to give people, you know.
Definitely.
But I also make myself super available, you know. Right. But I kind of do it like on purpose, man, because I feel like I have to give back. I feel like I want to do that. I don't want to be that fucking guy that like, oh, dude, you can't call me. Like, I don't want to be that motherfucker.
No. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's definitely taking your blessings for what they're worth. That's cool, man. That's very cool, man.
Yeah, but no, I mean, you know, like again, I posted something the other day where like just on Instagram, like, yo, hit me up if you need any advice for anything, and I have people do, and you know, some questions are pretty silly, bro, but some people are so lost, man, you know, so I try to at least just direct them into like fucking any direction, you know, and yeah, so you know, I just try to be that to people, man, if I can. Be
genuine as possible, yeah, because like you're juggling, you just gotta bring yourself down a little bit, yeah. I know what you mean, man, because I have kids, like he's a 6-year-old, and I'm like, all right, today I'm gonna take him to the arcade, I need to unplug everything and just like go play at the arcade with this kid, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah, you got to unplug a little bit,
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
So this last part, man, it's a new part of the Grind2Hard. We do a lightning advice. It's just super short, but powerful takeaways, questions that I'll ask. You just, you know, whatever comes to your mind, you know, and right away. So like the first one is, what's the number one habit every entrepreneur should develop?
I mean, just being consistent, bro.
Yeah.
Consistent, persistent.
Day to day, that's what I get from you, man. Seriously. And that's what I'm motivated to do, is get my calendar, you know, not only 1 month, but like 3 months ahead, and kind of really be you know, ready to take on what I have to do, man. Seriously, yeah. Yep. That's good, man. And consistency is big time, because it's every day. Don't let go of the reins, because you're going to get farther behind. Kobe's like that. That Mamba mentality is like every day put in that work, because you don't know, somebody else is putting in that more work than you. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right, bro.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right, yeah.
So what's your go-to strategy for overcoming self-doubt?
So it's easy, man, to be honest with you. So, you know, I think anybody that's accomplished anything, you go back to that thing you accomplished, and nice. You know, you go back to that feeling where there was that self-doubt, because you can always remember that, you know, right. And then you fast forward and know how you overcame it, and you just simply apply that to everything else. Yeah. And you can honestly scale that as low or as high as you want, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That gets me through all the shit, dude. I have zero, bro. I have zero doubt.
That's what's up, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
And I can take that advice myself, man. Seriously, that's badass, man.
Yeah.
What's the best way to bounce back from failure?
Well, bro, you know, that's a simple one too, man, to be honest with you. So, you know, a lot of these you can break down, man. You can really break them down. So, you know, when you fail, bro, you know, you just take it as not a failure. You take it as a lesson. You know, your lessons are blessings. You know what I mean? So, like, you take that shit that you set, the society will say is a failure, you take it as a fucking win, bro, because you just fucking that's something that nobody else had that you now have, that you can take and apply it to the next thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You take that failure and apply it to the next thing, so you don't fucking fail.
Yeah, it burns for a little while though.
No, yeah, it stings. It stings like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
dude.
right.
Yeah, no, those hurt, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, they hurt, man. But that's what builds character, and that's what fucking builds people, bro. And that's what builds interesting people.
Yeah, absolutely, man. If you guys can just take a moment, like in those moments when you're like, damn, why did this happen? And you're like, what was me? Like, think about why it's happening to you. You know what I mean? What's the lesson in why it's happening right now? You know what I mean? Like,
you got to make it a positive.
Got to make it a positive. And what can you change for the future? Because there's no past. It happened, right?
Right.
You failed. It happened. Take the L.
Yeah.
Move on, man. Last one I got. If you had to give one piece of advice to a new entrepreneur in 10 seconds, what would it be?
Yeah, man. I mean, kind of something I touched on earlier, I think, is just be ready, bro. Be ready for the onslaught of what you're getting into. Don't go into it thinking you're going to be rich. Don't go into it thinking it's going to like save your life. It's on the contrary, it's fucking hard as fuck, man. Don't go into entrepreneurship if you don't have a fucking strong backbone. You know what I mean? For reals. There's so many things, so many facets that you won't even... Like, for instance, I went to culinary school. I got my experience as a chef. Then I got my business degree in 2017. I was like, okay, so I have all the tools. Let me go out there and do it. First of all, it's hard to actually do it. You know what I mean? Figure out and just put your business plan together and go do it. That's the hard part. Yeah.
And then when you actually go do it, you're like, fuck, I didn't need any education. I just needed to fucking do it. You know what I mean? I just needed to get out there and just do it.
100%,
you know what I mean?
bro.
So be ready with whatever, tools, advice, research, whatever you want to do. But the main thing is just go out there and do it. And here at the Grind2Hard podcast, we're mainly telling you, find that passion, go out there and do it, but also put in the work, the 9 to 5, whatever, 8 to 2, work 3 jobs if you have to, and then save your coin though for your vision, for your dream, and then work that hustle, work that 9 to 5. And if you're building your little vision, your little hustle, I promise you'll be a little bit more happier, and you'll figure out okay, this is what life's about. So thank you so much, Mr. Kaufman.
No, you got it,
I appreciate you, man, for coming down. It was a pleasure getting to know you. Pleasure listening to your life and ups and downs and stuff like that. Thanks for sharing that to the audience, because it's gonna resonate, man. Seriously, like for me, it resonated big time because I'm in that like crux. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to like hit it hard, be consistent, and not look back. You know what I mean? Failures come, but the successes are just that much more bittersweet. You know what I mean? So
fuck yeah.
Appreciate you coming on, man. And thank you guys for listening in and tuning in for the Grind2Hard podcast. Another one, number 68, season number 3. Appreciate y'all. Stay motivated, stay positive, and keep going.
Let's go.
Appreciate you, man.
You got it, bro.
Badass,
of course,
bro.
man.
Badass, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.